Hello, Virgo. Thank you so much for joining me again. So as always, before we get started, we're going to take a look at your oracle cards. And this week, Virgo, from Lay Vampire, you pulled Maenad, Madness, Ecstatic Ritual, and Energy Release. And from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Balance. Now, Maenad from Lay Vampire for me is the going out and having a good time card. This one and Primal. This card, though, is saying that it is safe for you to give way to feelings of intense bliss and happiness, even excitement. It's about finding the safe place, finding the right people, and going wild for just a little while and going a little bit nuts. The problem, though, is where balance starts to come in, and this card flipped out for you once, and as I was shuffling again, fell completely out of the deck. So, and the reason why I think some of you need to hear this became apparent when I was looking at the card at a glance. So it says, this card may indicate a reluctance to change. You may be hesitating because of the past, but that doesn't mean you should be hasty. Weigh all sides before moving forward. This could mean the start of a relationship. Proceed slowly. So for some of you, if you're going out and you're celebrating a new relationship, be careful about going a little bit too fast. Balance also says that running towards something may chase it away. Be wary of being deceived by your own desires. It's about chasing illusions, compulsive behavior, self-neglect, needing to honor your values. There's a need here for you to find a little bit of balance in your life when it comes to the excitement that you're experiencing. And a lot of you, if you are in a new relationship, be careful about the way that you may have acted in the past with previous relationships. Because if you're getting into a new situation, you don't want to go too fast here. But Maenad is suggesting that there is a reason to celebrate right now. All right, Virgo, this was the card at the bottom of the deck that almost fell out for you guys, the Two of Swords. So, needing to make difficult decisions. Be careful about being reluctant to change when it comes to new love situations, because again, here, there is this feeling of guarding yourself emotionally. All right, Virgo, here we go. Here is the energy coming through, the Four of Wands. And yeah, celebration, absolutely. This is a stable foundation. There's a reason to celebrate. The Four of Wands for me has always been celebrating how far you've come, right? You've put in the work here. You understand that there's still more to do, but you have accomplished a lot. It is time to celebrate and have a good time. You've created a stable foundation for yourself. And in the past, the Lovers, well now. So the Lovers as the past coming through. Again, new love situations for some of you. The Lovers, though, it's a little bit different for me than the Two of Cups, because there's a couple of different ways to look at this. It is about putting love first in your life. For some of you, this may have to do with a Gemini. Now, on the other hand, though, this is also about the decisions that we make in our life. But when it comes to the Lovers, it's about temptation or a moral high ground. But the Lovers as the past coming through can suggest that this is about a love situation. And in the present, oh, wow, Virgo. The Devil. Here's the thing. If you're looking at new love situations, or if you're in a relationship and you're strengthening the bond that you have with a partner, you have to be willing to change. The Devil strips us of hope. It's the things that are no good for us. We hang on to them because we think that these things and these people are bringing us fulfillment, and that is not the truth here. But, the Lovers and the Devil, shit. But, this is the present moment. And when you're looking at it in terms of a love situation, you had Aries, you have Gemini, now you have Capricorn. It could be any one of these signs, but I really look at the energy here, especially with the majors. Here's the thing, though. To me, it's saying that there needs to be change. You need to not fear change here. There needs to be movement forward in love situations, and stop chaining yourself to old bad patterns and habits, old ways of thinking. It's no good. But seeing the Four of Wands is suggesting that, some of you may pull out of this beautifully. Because the Four of Wands, even in reverse, I have a hard time seeing that as negative. It's such a positive card. And the reverse is just delays. It's delays and celebrations. But, I worry here. The Lovers and the Devil. Future conditions. Look at it, Virgo. Look at Strength, courage, inner grace, the strength to deal with these difficult situations. You pull out of it beautifully. I just think in the present moment, for some of you, these are major energies. These things have to change. They have to change, especially if you're dealing with new love situations or you're dealing with difficulties within a relationship. There's a need to release yourself from the things that are bad. But strength is saying that you have the ability to do this. And you have some guidance around you too. Your best path to follow, the Chariot, getting control over those opposing forces. Man, you've had Aries, you've had Gemini, you've got Capricorn, you've got Leo, you've got Cancer here. 5 majors. You cannot fear change when it comes to relationships. The other thing too is that for those of you who are facing new love situations here, you have to act differently than you have in the past. Strength is saying that you're not going to have any problems with this. The Chariot is saying, be careful about wanting to go too fast in a love situation. I've seen this before, and I'm looking at balance, and clearly it's saying here, don't go chasing after something without dealing with the difficulties first. Whatever it is that you're hanging on to there, you gotta let go of it. You gotta release yourself of it. But you come out beautifully, and there's this momentum and victory here. Look. I'm just stunned by the majors that are showing up here. There is a reason to celebrate. And it's going to be your victory over the difficulties, especially in regards to love situations. You are no longer following the temptation. Spirit is just reminding you that you have self-control and you need to use it, especially for those of you who are looking at new love situations. In your environment, a Virgo, I'm telling you, I gotta take a drink. The Hangman in your environment, again, you're seeing it differently. Things are starting to change with you in big ways here, big ways. The Hangman it's that self-imposed limbo. And the whole reason here is to see things in a different perspective. You need to look at these situations differently. And again, getting control over the opposing forces, right? And not only with this, but this as well. I think that you guys are walking away from temptation. Things are changing with you in regards to love in your life. You're getting control over this, especially with the Emperor falling out. But seeing the Hangman is a reminder here that, that things need to be looked at differently in order to obtain enlightenment here when it comes to what is it that is stripping you of hope. But where you come out at is perfect. It's perfect. Your hopes and your fears, victory over adversity. I love it. The 6 of Wands. There is a reason for you to celebrate in your life. You have released yourself from really harmful things. Some of you may be still going through the process right now, but you are pulling on major energies here. There are going to be some major events happening in your life. Love is coming through. There is a need for change with the Devil. You're finding your inner strength. You're seeing things differently. You're getting control over opposing forces, and you have victory over all of this. It's beautiful, Virgo. I cannot believe the majors you're pulling here. It's fantastic. And then the outcome, the 4 of Swords. This, to me, is you getting that rest, that much needed rest. You're dealing with such major energies here that it makes sense that the 4 of Swords is what's coming out. The thing is here is be careful what you're thinking about with the 4 of Swords. It's not just that break and recovering. There's also the part 2 where you're doing reflecting. And what you need to be reflecting on is seeing this situation differently and making the most out of the new love opportunities that may be coming through for some of you. But I think the 4 of Swords is just saying that where you may feel like you want to move fast in a situation, you're going to start slowing down here, seeing things differently. And you're going to get to a point where you're like needing some you time. some you time to recover and to recuperate from dealing with this energy here. And it makes sense. But seeing the fours, there is stability here for you. When it comes to your outcome here with the Four of Swords, I feel like this needs to be said. After dealing with these kinds of difficulties, it's important that you give yourself a break too. You deserve it. But man, Virgo, wow. All right. Resistance is saying that the only thing that you're facing as far as resistance is yourself here. Don't resist change. But I think that where you come out at is beautiful. I just think that maybe some of you are going to be dealing with some difficulties as far as going through this energy of the devil, which is understandable, but finding some inner strength out of that is amazing. But the fifth chakra is only ever blocked by lies. There is a need here for you to start communicating your truth, speaking your truth. But I'm looking at resistance, and I worry here a little bit. Don't resist the changes that are happening, because these are such major changes that, yeah, I would want to resist it a little bit too and be like, oh no, it's got to stop now. Like I need a break, right? But there's going to be some healing for you. Some of you may be facing some resistance, but I feel like this is internal. All of this is major internal energy that's going on for some of you. And the Lovers as the past coming through, if you're looking at new love situations, there is a need here for you to change things internally before you start acting on this. And I think that a lot of you realize this, but more so, there is a change in you where you are not following temptation anymore. You're finding some inner strength and some inner peace and healing as well. Separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Now, here's the thing with separation. This is never permanent. I don't see this as a permanent thing. You may be dealing with such, heavy changes happening in your life that some of you may be separating from bad love situations and needing to do some internal changes. But really, it's up to you on the healing process here, if this is something that you continue or if this is something that you truly walk away from. But separation, not always a bad thing. Not always a bad thing when you're looking at yourself internally and healing some issues that are going on for you. All right, Virgo, amazing. It is amazing how many majors you are pulling in this one. But I really think that some of you you may be resisting this a little bit, and stop doing that to yourself. Don't resist the change, because something needs to change here, because again, the devil strips us of hope. And when you look at the Lovers coming through and then seeing separation as well, I think some of you are done with bad love situations. You're done with it. You're finding some inner strength and you're getting control over your own life, rather than allowing yourself to be chained to situations that are blah, especially when it comes to love. Now, looking at the Six of Wands, this I really do feel like is you. By seeing the situation differently and understanding that there needs to be change here, you find victory. Victory over this adversity in your life. But where you come out at, I think, is coming in with healing and your throat chakra. There is a need here for you to start speaking your truth. And there's also a need for some rest and some healing, especially if some of you are leaving bad love situations. Now, on the other hand, some of you are just realizing that temptation is not the way to go anymore, that there needs to be changes within you before you start acting on love situations. When you look at love yourself first, too, especially with this entire reading, I really think you guys are taking some you time to get some healing, to rethink the way that things work out for you in love. And you're finding out that it is more important to love yourself first than it is to get tempted to go too fast in love situations because you're looking for short-term fulfillment. It's like you're understanding that now, especially with you pulling strength. It's beautiful. And definitely, hell yeah, I would be celebrating that, because that's a major achievement. When we're so used to doing things in a certain way, we expect to see different results, but then that never happens because we're not changing the way that we're behaving, especially when it comes to love. If we continue to act the same way we did with every new relationship that comes along, we can't expect to see anything better than the devil. you have to love yourself first, but I think all of you are realizing that, or most of you are realizing that now. You're going through some really major changes here, and I think it's beautiful. And I think some of you are understanding now that there needs to be some more balance in your life.